SOHAMS, synergy of hand, mind and soul. In this journey of life with my 11 beautiful soulmates, I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed because this 4-minute reflective practice creates a great sync between the three most basic elements of myself that complete me, and that's my hand, or body, my mind and my soul. Friends, in my previous videos, I've introduced these 11 beautiful soulmates to you. And then, one by one, I'm coming with a bit of perspective about each of these soulmates. The first one, which is anchored in my heart, I shared with you earlier. And then the second soulmate, which is anchored with my head. And the third soulmate anchored with the back of my head. And today is a day where I'm going to share my fourth soulmate. And my fourth soulmate is anchored very strongly with my shoulders and hands. And the way I say this soulmate is While I'm saying so, I'm telling myself internally that I'm always giving, giving and giving. Always giving, giving and giving. And the second phase of SOHAMS, which is hum phase, that's where I let my mind loose, relax, wander, but in a very, very intense environment where each and every cell of my body is immersed in the thought of giving. Now giving is giving, it's very simple. Let me give you a perspective of what really I mean by giving. Now friends, there are certain eternal, immortal principles. And these principles, whether we are aware of them or we are unaware of them, our life is guided, very strongly guided by these principles. These principles take us forward in life successfully. And the same way these principles very successfully take us through failure. Let me give you an example. An example is of gravity. We all know gravity. And gravity is so giving. It's gravity which keeps us grounded on the Mother Earth. But the same gravity, friends, if we take a wrong step in a direction which is not correct, it can take us down 10,000 feet in seconds, and then we perish. So a principle which is keeping us grounded on this planet Earth, the same principle can take us down. Now, talking of the principles of success, one of the foremost principles of success is to deal with the self-image. Self-image is a very, very important multiplier. Now let me explain. Anything which is negative, the outcome is negative. You multiply the best of the number with a negative number, it becomes negative. And when we multiply with a positive number, it multiplies. So, the self-image could be negative, meaning when we think ourselves low, demeaning self-image. The self-image could be the image of arrogance. I am the God. People need to listen to me. Now, both these kind of images are termed as negative self-images. Whereas we need to have a proper and appropriate, a fit-to-purpose image about ourselves. Now, how do we get this self-image? The day we are born, we we are open with a keyboard of 5 senses. People come and just punch what they want to punch, and we start getting those inputs registered between our 2 ears. And as we move on, we go to the school, we go to the college, we go to the institutions and the organizations. We keep on absorbing these things, they keep on getting into our subconscious mind, and they keep on converting and manifesting themselves in showing the behavior, in showing the thought patterns, in showing what we are. Now, that's the reality. And at times, often, we have no control over our childhood. We have no control over our surroundings. But here, what I'm talking about is, okay, whatever may be the situation, what is the solution? Now, friends, giving is the best elixir, is the best tonic, is the best remedy to elevate the self-image to proper, appropriate level. Close your eyes and think about a time when you really listened to someone in need, when you listened to that person with your eyes, with your heart, with empathy, fully absorbed. Simply listen. You made somebody cross the road, a person in need. Very simple act. It is not talking of any material stuff over here, any materialistic stuff over here. Think about, how do you feel about it? When you give someone with the intent of giving, when you give someone with the intent of giving and not with the intent of taking, I feel so happy. I start flowing. I float the whole day. I float with joy. And this simple acts of service is the best elixir of enhancing someone's self-image to the level of proper or appropriate self-image. Now these 8 to 10 seconds give me a chance to gauge myself in the sphere of that, am I a giver or am I a taker? What am I net? In any relationship, where do I stand? I know for sure that if I'm a giver, the relationship is going to be better and better. If I'm a giver in the team, I know for sure that the team will convert into a high performance team. But it is very important, the intent is extremely important, that am I giving for the purpose of taking, or am I giving for the purpose of giving unconditionally? And someone may be having super physique, super knowledge, super IQ, but if the self-image is not at the appropriate level, the multiplier is negative. And when I'm talking of giving, the giving is not just materialistic giving. The giving is giving with an intent, which may be certain simple things. I ask myself that, am I encouraging enough? Am I giving a ray of hope? Am I creating an environment of optimism? What am I doing? What kind of signals I'm emitting? And then, also very, very important factor is that, am I giving enough to myself? What am I giving to myself? What kind of thoughts I'm putting between my 2 ears? What energy am I giving to myself? And one thing is absolutely certain, that if I'm not full, if I'm not giving enough to myself, the right kind of stuff, I can never overflow. I can never be a net giver. And therefore, the charity starts from home. So friends, this is a bit of perspective on what I mean by giving. The important thing is that I get a chance every single morning for these 8 to 10 seconds to ask this very important question, that am I a net taker or am I a net giver? To myself or to an individual or to a team or to an organization. And when by giving I enhance my image in my own eyes, what I find is very, very astonishing. I find that the things start growing. And when you give and give, the things come back to you from various other directions. So that's the cosmic law, that's the law of nature, that's the principle, like the principle of gravity. So this is a little bit perspective on my soulmate, giving and giving. Again, next week I'll be with you, and this time I'll be with you with a soulmate which deals with ego. This is the finger of ego, and at the same time this is the truth. And this soulmate says, I have merged my ego in the truth, and therefore I have conquered myself from inside and outside as well. Great talking to you. I feel so happy and blessed in doing what I'm doing right now. SOHAMS, synergy of hand, mind and soul. Bye for now.